Hello everybody and welcome back to Return to the Dunwich Legacy. Before we begin, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. It really helps out the channel. With that out of the way, today we are going to be playing Return to Where Doom Awaits. Before we start with setup, let's start with some Investigator Setup and draw our opening hands. So for Daniela, we're going to draw Guts, Bandages, Taunt, Bandolier, and Prepared for the Worst. That is not very good. I think we're going to keep everything except for... we're going to toss everything except for Prepared for the Worst to hopefully find some more weapons. No paranoia. So we have Guard Dog, Peter Sylvester, Earl Sawyer, and a baseball bat. Well, the baseball bat is at least helpful. Alright, now for Jacqueline. Her card is going to be Shriveling, Unexpected Courage, Clairvoyance, Prescient, and Emergency Cash. Definitely keeping the Clairvoyance. We'll probably keep the Emergency Cash as well and toss the rest. To draw a Delve Too Deep, Reckless we cannot have, Voice of Ra, and a Divination. That is pretty good. All right, so before we actually look at the Return to setup, there is something that we have to do before setup that we haven't read before, and that is because Naomi has the investigators back. The path leading up to Sentinel Hill is narrow and too torn up for Zebulon's truck, so you park at the base of the hill and prepare to make the rest of the trip on foot. Just then you notice that you are not alone. Several men and women emerge from the woods behind you, brandishing firearms and lining you up in their sights. You raise your hands and brace for the worst. Wait, one of them says, raising his hand to the other. I recognize you from the Clever Club. He grins toothfully and lowers his weapons. Naomi sends her regards. Curious, you ask what the gangsters are doing here. Miss O'Penion had us investigate the attack on her fiancé's club, he explains. Turns out there were some men in Arkham behind the whole thing. Some Bishop fellow and his lackeys. We tailed them all the way to this dump. Before he can explain further, the all-too-familiar rat-a-tat of a Tommy gun echoes across the hill. That'll be Vinny. Come on, boys. He beckons to the others to follow and runs up the hill. Shaking your head, you do the same. These mobsters don't know what they're getting into. Now, normally, we would gain some clues from the token pool. However, because we were playing Return to Where Doom Awaits, we get to do something else. So let's begin with the Return to setup. Perform the setup as indicated in the Dunwich Legacy campaign guide with the following exceptions. When gathering encounter sets, also gather the new encounter sets for Return to Where Doom Awaits shown here. Alright, so we have Where Doom Awaits along with Return to Where Doom Awaits, Beast Thralls, Sorcery, Bishop's Thralls, and then we have Striking Fear, which becomes Erratic Fear. Ancient Evils becomes Resurgent Evils. Chilling Cold becomes Creeping Cold. And you'll see in a minute, but we will need these Hideous Abominations encounter set as well. Set Naomi O'Banion aside out of play. Replace the original Base of the Hills and Ascending Path with the new Base of the Hills, Warped and Twisted, and Ascending Path, Warped and Twisted. Add the new Diverging Path and Altered Path to the original Diverging Paths and Altered Paths. Then, randomly remove one of each from the game. You will remove an additional copy of each during standard setup. Alright, let's go get those right now, actually. So, we have our Base of the Hill and Ascending Path will be removed from the game. Here are our Diverging Paths. Oops. Here are Altered Paths. And then now we have the new Base of the Hill. Where is... Oh, yeah. Central Peak. The Ascending Path. And then we have another Diverging Path and another Altered Path. And we'll need Naomi in a second. Okay, so we're keeping these. As stated before, we're going to be for sure keeping these. So of these two, we're actually going to be removing two of them. Okay. So let's get my D4. Starting at 1 from the top. So we're removing number 4. And now from 1 to 3. This isn't doing number 4. 4 again. 4 again. 2. So remove this one. And then we shuffle these together. Okay. We'll do the same with the altered paths. Keep this one. Shuffle these together. Okay, let's use our dice again. Do number 3. Number 3 again. All right. So these are our altered paths. Let's be removed. Let's keep these together. All right, let's continue with this. Check campaign log. If Naomi has your back, instead of gaining clues from the token bank via the effect from part 1 of the campaign guide, the lead investigator may choose an investigator to add the set-aside Naomi O'Banion to their deck. This card does not count toward the investigator's deck size. And here she is. She's a 5-cost asset with 2 intellect and 2 combat icons, allied criminal syndicate. You get +1 intellect and +1 combat. When an investigator at your location reveals a non-auto-fail chaos token during an intellect or combat test, exhaust Naomi O'Banion. Cancel that chaos token and reveal a new one. For the remainder of this test, if another copy of the canceled chaos token is revealed, cancel it and reveal a new chaos token. I think we'll probably give it to Daniela just because she likes allies and such. So that is after Investigator Setup. So she'll just be in her deck. Okay, I think that's everything else. The only thing I should mention is that we are going to spawn a conglomeration of spheres at Ascending Path because we put Seth Bishop out of his misery, and we are going to be starting the agenda with 5 Doom. All right, I'll finish setup. And we are now ready to begin. With one exception, we need to add a -5 to the bag. And as I said, we have 5 Doom on the current agenda because all the broods escaped last time. Okay, we are ready to advance. The first agenda is calling forth the old ones with 12 Doom threshold. The act is the path to the hill, and we will get a total of 4 clues, and we have to spend them immediately when we advance. We are playing on standard difficulty. We have 2 skulls, which are a -1, -3 instead if you are at an altered location. We have 1 cultist, which is reveal another token. Cancel the effects and icons of each skill card committed to this test. We have 2 tablets, which are a -2, -4 instead if it is agenda 2. And we have 2 elder things, which are -X. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. X is the total printed cost of those discarded cards. That one's pretty rough. We are beginning at base of the hill, warped and twisted. The long slope of Sentinel Hill rises before you, cresting in the jagged edges of Sentinel Peak. 4 shroud, 3 clues. Base of the hill is connected to each copy of Diverging Path. Forced. After you discover 1 or more clues from base of the hill, spend those clues and put that many random set-aside Diverging Path locations into play. As an action maker in design, and this is more than I signed up for. Okay. So if you'll notice, there's no longer an action to investigate on the base of the hill, but rather it's just when you discover clues. So that is nice. We do have a conglomeration of spheres of the Ascending Path, which will be hunting to us. And so I think Daniela will get set up to defend against that. Daniela will go first. She will gain a resource and then spend 6 resources to play Peter Sylvester and a guard dog. And Daniela does have... Oh, well, she's tied now for willpower, so we can choose the conglomeration of spheres who to engage. So that's good. Let's have Jacqueline start with a divination. It costs 3. Comes with 6 charges. I think she'll investigate. She has 5 plus 2 is 7 to 4. She'll use her ability. We'll take the -1. We'll also spend 3 charges to get these 3 clues, and then immediately spend them to put all of the Diverging Paths into play. Don't know which ones are which. Let's put them over here. And her last action... she's going to move to one of them. Let's move to this one. The Abandoned Camp, 2 shroud, 1 per clues. Force, after you reveal abandoned camp, lose 2 resources for each action you have performed this round, including this one, if applicable. Well, we've lost... Need to lose 6 resources then, but we'll just lose all of our money. Alright. Hunter's Conglomeration of Sphere moves to Daniela and attacks her, dealing her a damage and a horror. The damage will go on the guard dog. The horror will go on Peter. Guard dog will deal a damage back, and so will Daniela's ability. Alright, let's go to upkeep. Daniela will draw another Pete Sylvester. Not very useful. Gains a resource as well. Jacqueline will draw an Arcane Initiate, and will get a resource. Arcane Initiate might be useful. We'll see. Alright, so there is now 6 Doom out of 12. And Daniela's card is a... Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's a problem. She drew another Conglomeration of Spheres. Well, maybe not so much for a problem, but Jacqueline will draw Vortex of Time. Revelation, each investigator at a Sentinel Hill location tests 4 willpower. Each investigator who fails takes 2 damage. So only Daniela is at a Sentinel Hill location. So she's going to test 4 willpower. She's currently 5 to 4. We'll commit Peter to go 6 to 4. It's a -1. We do succeed. All right. So, we'll heal. Okay, I think that's fine if the guard dog dies. So let's attack this Conglomeration of Spheres twice. So we're going to attack it 5 to 1. -3, we succeed. Deal it a damage. Do that again. -2. So we'll be able to kill this one in the enemy phase. So our last action will be to attack the other Conglomeration of Spheres. It is a skull, which is a -1. So we deal another damage to that one. Alright, that is her 3 actions. Jacqueline. Sure. Jacqueline will play Voice of Ra. This is actually the first time we've even got to do this entire campaign. We're going to reveal 3 tokens. Well, first of all, she just gains a resource based on Voice of Ra. And then she's going to reveal 3 tokens. We're going to reveal 2 additional ones using her ability for a total of 5. And let's hope we go big. Okay. 1, 2, 3... 4, 5. Okay, so we get 4 more resources from these 2. It's pretty good. 3 and then 4. She's going to use that to play a Clairvoyance. That is 3 charges. We'll then use our Clairvoyance to investigate. She's a 5, 6, 7 to 2. To -1. We get both clues. All right. Enemy phase. Daniela. She gets hit by these 2. This one would deal a damage to the guard dog. Sorry, Peter should have healed, and now a horror to Peter. Guard dog will deal a damage back. Daniela will deal a damage back, killing this one. Then this one will attack. We'll deal both the damage and the horror to guard dog, killing Guard Dog. Before he dies, Guard Dog will deal a damage back, and so will Daniela, for a total of 3 damage. All right, let's go to upkeep. Daniela will draw an evidence, gain a resource. Jacqueline will draw Sebulon Waitley. That's good. Well, yeah, we want to put him down as quick as we can, I think. Gains a resource. All right, so we are 7 of 12. Daniela will draw spaces between. Flip each non-Sentinel Hill location in play to its revealed side, removing all clues from it. Each investigator and enemy at a location flipped in this way immediately moves to the nearest Sentinel Hill location. Shuffle each non-Sentinel Hill location so the players do not know which is which. All right, so Jacqueline moves here. Then these all get shuffled. All right. And Jacqueline's card is Inexplicable Cold. Test 4 Agility. For each point you fail by, you must either choose and discard a card from your play area or your hand, or take a damage. She doesn't have any agility. She does. Do we want Earl Sawyer? Probably not. Daniela will commit Earl Sawyer, and Jacqueline will use her ability to go 4 to 4. Okay, so the skull is a -1, -2. This one might be bad. Okay, we'll choose the skull. So we'll fail by 1. So discard a card from a play area or hand, or take a damage. Ooh. I think we're okay with 1 damage for now. Yeah. Okay, Jacqueline. You are going to move to this diverging path. Let's see if it's the same one. It is the same one. Okay, so we'll lose 2 resources. There are 2 clues here, however. Let's investigate with clairvoyance again. 5, 6, 7 to 2. There's an Elder Thing. Discard the top 2 cards of her deck. Winds of Power, Arkham Initiate, for a total of -3, so she succeeds. She gets both clues, and then she has to immediately spend them per the text on Act 1. Sacrifice made. Remove all clues from locations in play. The arcane presence masking the path further up the hill has faded. Reveal ascending path. Revealing ascending path. It is the same as Base of the Hill with 3 clues. All right, so we are playing with Ascending the Hill version 2 because we lost the Necronomicon. Clues cannot be placed on non-altered locations. When an investigator enters Sentinel Peak, we advance. Sentinel Peak requires 2 per clues to advance, to enter at least. All right, so she moved in there, she investigated, then she will move back out. And that is her turn. Daniela, you're going to fight 3 times. 5 to 1. Skull, which is a -1. -4, which is a success, because 5 to 1. And Elder Sign, she wasn't attacked this round, so it's just a +1. And she kills this. Alright, that is her turn. She needs to find a weapon pretty quickly. Let's go to upkeep. Daniela will draw bandages, getting a resource. Jacqueline will draw a flashlight, and getting her a resource. Alright, we are 8 of 12 doom. Daniela will draw Light of a Forgamon, direct damage and horror. Ugh. Oh, Peter should have healed. Which one do we think we can do faster? So there's 8 doom in play, so there's 4 rounds left for that. If Jacqueline moves, gets these moves, gets them, moves, gets them, moves, that's 3 rounds without anything going wrong. I think we'll do the agenda for this one. Yeah. Okay. And then Jacqueline will draw Oppressive Mists. Whenever we draw cards here, it detests 3 willpower. That's fine. We're leaving. Okay. So I'll just have Jacqueline go first. She will move up. She's going to investigate with divination. Yeah. So she's 5, 6, 7 to 4. We're going to use her ability. We'll choose the -1. Get all 3 clues. Immediately have to spend them to put in all of the altered paths in. And spend all the charges. We could leverage our Arkham Initiate to accelerate Light of a Forgamon. Yeah, let's do that. Third action, we're going to play Arkham Initiate. Comes into play with 1 Doom. And we're going to use her to look top 3 for a spell. Shriveling Arbiter Fates or Dark Future. So we get a Shriveling. We also dodged the Dark Future, which is pretty good. All right. That is her turn. Danielle will move up. She's gonna play Prepare for the Worst. So it's top 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For a weapon. That's not a weapon, unfortunately. Chainsaw. That'll do. Chainsaw is something. She unfortunately does not have any money to play it. So I think we'll stick with just the baseball bat for now. It's good enough, I think. And then she'll play the baseball bat. All right, let's go to upkeep. Daniela will draw a Guts. Gain a resource. Jacqueline will draw also a Guts. Gain a resource. All right, so there is a total of 10 Doom in play. And Daniela's encounter card is Vortex of Time. So we both need to take 4 willpower. Daniela is going to commit her Guts to go 5, 6, 7 to 4. Ooh, Elder Sign, we pass. We draw off of Guts. It's the Mob Goons. That's kind of bad. And then Jacqueline needs to test. She'll commit her Guts to go 5, 6, 7, 8 to 4. -2, so we succeed and also by 2, so she draws 2 cards. Crystal Pendulum and an Unexpected Courage. And that was Daniela's card, so now this is Jacqueline's card, another Inexplicable Cold. She will commit her Unexpected Courage. While she is doing this, she's going to use the Arcane Initiate to search the top 3 for a spell. No spells in there. That's okay. So she's currently testing at a 4-4. She's going to use her ability. One, two, three. Whoa. We don't want to discard cards. So we'll cancel these two. We'll just take the auto fail and pass. Sorry, we'll take the Elder Sign and pass. Okay. Daniela has the Mop Goons on her. Let's start with that. Daniela's going to fight with the baseball bat. She is 7-3. Yep. So -2, we succeed, dealing 2 damage. I think she's going to just try and swing normally at a 5 to a 3. Don't want to risk hitting a skull, I think. +1. We will kill the Mob Goons. Last action, she will gain a resource. Yes. All right, Jacqueline. Let's play a Crystal Pendulum. And then let's move into this one. Lost Memories, 2 Shroud, 2 Clues. After you reveal Lost Memories, take a horror for each action you have remaining. No, this shouldn't be here. This can't be here. I didn't actually read the abandoned cap. Whatever. So we have 1 action remaining, so she takes a horror. She's then going to investigate with Clairvoyance. She is 5, 6, 7 to 2. We are at an altered path, so we are going to name 2 because we think we're going to draw a -3. We drew a -2. We were 5, 6, 7, so we were 5 to 2. We didn't succeed by 2. We do get both clues. All right. Let's go to upkeep. There are no enemies. Daniela will draw a Guts. Gain a resource. Jacqueline will draw a Psychosis. Whenever you take 1 or more horror, take a direct damage. We might want to get rid of that soon. And gain a resource. All right, so there is a total of 11 out of 12 Doom. Daniela will draw a Vortex of Time. She'll commit her Guts to this. So she's 4, 5, 6, 7 to 4 again. -3, we pass. And we draw a card off of it, which is another Chainsaw. And then Jacqueline's card is a Violent Commands. Right. So she can probably just keep this forever, honestly. Or she'll just do it to Daniela, of course. Okay, so let us Arcane Initiates. We're looking for a clue spell right now. Those are not spells. Okay, we're having some issues with spells, I think. We have a Clairvoyance and Divination in there. We have our Flashlight. We could just stick to that, I guess. The Psychosis and the Violent Commands is pretty rough if we actually let that go. We might need to help Jacqueline out with that. Okay. So Jacqueline's going to go first. She's going to move. She's going to play an Emergency Cash. And then she's going to play a Flashlight. She gets a total of 2 resources back. And then the 3 supplies. Okay, end of her turn, she tests Violent Commands. She is testing at a 5, 6 to 3. We will use this and say 1, because we think we're going to draw -2, and we're also going to use our ability. We'll take the +1. Oh, no, wait, we can take the tablet. Yes. We take the tablet because that's a -2. So we draw a card. Ward protection. Okay, good. And that stays there. Daniela, you will gain a resource and then get rid of Jacqueline's psychosis. Okay. Upkeep. Daniela will draw a Derringer. That's pretty good. And then Jacqueline will draw Professor Warren Rice. That could be also very good. Yeah. All right, so we are advancing with 12 Doom, 1, and then 11 there. This will get discarded. The world is altered, and we shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. And then our last agenda is just 10 Doom Threshold. Okay, I think we have this. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and our encounter cards. Daniela will draw Devotee of the Key. Spawns at the base of the hill. At the end of the enemy phase, he moves once towards Sentinel Peak. If he's already there, we discard it and add 2 Doom to the current agenda instead. And we have Jacqueline, Visions of Futures Past. 5 willpower. She currently has 6. 6 to 5. We'll use this to use the Arcane Initiate. Search the top 3. Voice of Ra. Voice of Ra is the only one. Because that's a spell. Spell card, yeah. Okay. And we're testing 6 to 5. Let's just do it. 6 to 5. -2. We fail by 1. So we will lose the top card of our deck. Drawn to the Flame. That could have been useful. Okay. Daniela's turn is pretty simple, I think. Yep, she's going to gain a resource for a total of 6, and then she's going to play Chainsaw and Bandages. They both have 3 supplies. Okay. Daniela is now the tank. Jacqueline, she will move over here. Dimensional Gap. 3 Shroud, 2 Clues. After you reveal Dimensional Gap, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. Spawn that enemy here instead of its normal spawn location. That is probably the worst thing we could have done. Okay. Enemy. Oh, it's a Thrall. Oh, okay. It's a 2-health Thrall. That's probably fine. Well, maybe we should have waited for Daniela. That's okay, though. I think we will take an attack of opportunity. No, we still need the Arcane Initiate, I think. We'll take an attack of opportunity for a damage and a horror on the Arcane Initiates to play a Shriveling over this Divination, I think. And that has 4 charges. Then we will use Shriveling to attack the Thrall. And we will use our ability. We are 5, 6 to 2. Crystal Pendulum. We're in an altered path. So let's name 1. Come on. Ooh, okay, we take a horror if we do that. We draw a card if we do that. So we draw 2 cards if we do this one. And we take a horror. Sure, let's do that. So we'll cancel these 2. When we cancel the Elder Sign, we draw a card. Where's her hand over there? Reckless. The skull is a -3 because we're at an altered location, so we succeed at a 6 to a 2 by 1, which is the number we named, so we draw another card. A Guts. These come back. We take a Horror off of Shriveling because we revealed a skull. And the Thrall is dead. Okay, that could have been worse. That could have been worse. All right, Violent Commands. We test 6 to 3. Oh, let's test, put Reckless into this. 6 to 3. We can't commit anything else to it because of Reckless. -2 and we pass. So Reckless stays down. Okay, that was a great turn, actually. All right, enemy phase, nothing happens. At the end of the enemy phase, devotee of the key moves once towards Sentinel Peak, engaging Daniela. All right, let's go to upkeep. Daniela will draw another Bandages. Jacqueline will draw a Delve Too Deep, and she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So that is good. And we gain a resource after flipping everything else over. We are 1 out of 10 Doom. Daniela draws a Visions of Futures Past. She is 5 to 5. -3, so we fail by 3, so we discard the top 3 cards of our deck. Dr. Francis Morgan, Emergency Cash, and the Baseball Bat. All right, Jacqueline will draw a Light of a Forgamon. We'll attach it to the current act, because I think we're going to do that soon. Yeah. Okay, so Jacqueline's going to go first. She's going to investigate with Flashlight. Yeah. It's a bit risky, but we might just need to do it. Okay, let's do it. Well, first let's do Arcane Initiate, actually. That might, if we get a spell, we might be able to do it. Oh, another Clairvoyance. That works. And we have the money to play it. So we play it, we investigate, then we move. Okay. I think that is the goal, yes. Okay. So let's play that Clairvoyance we just got. Costs 4, has 3 charges. Let's use the charge. This is our second action. We are investigating 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to 3. Let's use our ability. Why not? We will cancel these 2 and choose the tablet, which is a -4. 5, 6, 7, 8 to 3. We're good. We did not reveal a 0 because we canceled it, so we get both clues. Then we'll move back to the Ascending Path. Okay, good. Daniela, attack with the chainsaw to the devotee of the key. 5, 6, 7 to 3. A skull, which is a -1 because it's not an altered path. So we kill the devotee of the key. Then she's going to just move up to Sentinel Peak because we can spend Jacqueline's 4 clues because she is at Ascending Path to do so. I just remembered before we do that, we should test Violent Commands on Jacqueline. She is 6 to 3. I'm not naming anything Crystal Pendulum. I think we have enough cards. We succeed with a 6 to a 3. Yep. All right, second action for Daniela. She moves to Sentinel Peak. 4 Shroud, 2 per clues. When an investigator at this location draws a Hex card, that investigator takes a damage and has victory 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we advance. This will get discarded. So we didn't read this one before. Turn the key. Approaching the peak of Sentinel Hill, you are confronted by several citizens of Dunwich. The man in the center of their circle lets out a crazed laugh. You recognize the man, Seth Bishop, from the description given to you by the townsfolk earlier. Behind him, several other men and women bow their heads in reverence, chanting in Latin. "We've done it," he cackles. "We've accomplished what old Whately and his git couldn't." You watch in revulsion as his eyes glaze over and twitch, as though he were reading something invisible. "I can see now. I can finally see." He raises his hands to the sky, and the headstone of the altar behind him splits open. A torrent of energy pours out of the stone, coalescing into the form of an open gate. Seth holds onto the stone in front of him to prevent himself from being sucked into the gate, but several of the others are startled and pulled through it. You barely manage to dig your heels in and grab hold of a nearby rock in time to resist the pull of the gate. Seth rises to his feet, wearing an expression of pride. Put the set-aside Seth Bishop enemy into play at Sentinel Peak. So Seth Bishop, he has a 5 fight, 3 per investigator health, 5 evade humanoid sorcerer elite with retaliate. Alright. So, last action for Daniela. Chainsaw the man. 5, 6, 7. 7 to 5. That's it, really? I guess so. Does that retaliate, but that's fine. That is a skull. He is not in an altered path, so he succeeds, which is a -1. So he deals 3 damage. Alright, enemy phase. Seth Bishop will attack. He'll give Peter a horror. Daniela a damage, which will then be healed off with the bandages. And because he attacked, Daniela will deal a damage back. Alright, let's go to upkeep. Daniela will draw Dr. Henry Armitage. Gain a resource. Jacqueline will draw an emergency cash. Gain a resource. Let me check her hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay. Alright, there is 2 doom out of 10. Daniela will draw a conglomeration of spheres, as always. Jacqueline will draw Rights Howled. Revelation. Discard the top 3 cards of each investigator's deck. Each investigator at an altered location shuffles each weakness in their discard pile into their deck. No one is at an altered location. And then it's not a... Oh, yeah. So it is a hex, but Jacqueline's not there because she drew it. So everyone discards the top 3. Daniela discards a Prepared for the Worst. Look what I found. And a Paranoia. Good job. Jacqueline will discard Prescient, Dark Future. Good. And Arbiter of Fates. Okay, that's fine. By the way, our act is we need to spend 2 per clues at Sentinel Peak. Totally. Okay. Let's have Daniela deal with some things. Because I think, well, actually, let's have Jacqueline go first. No. Daniela can go first. Is there any way for her to just get 3 of these clues instead of all 4? Because we have an evidence. Whatever. Jacqueline's going to move up. She's going to investigate with clairvoyance. She is 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to 4. Well, let's use our Arcane Initiate also. I don't actually know if we have any spells left. We do have a Brand of Cthulhu in there somewhere, so... That is not a... These are not spells. This is a spell, though. Okay. Is that even more efficient? No. To use the divination at this point, but it's fine. So we'll just investigate with clairvoyance. 5, 6, 7, 8 to 4. I think that'll be it. 8 to 4. -3, we discover 2 clues off successful investigate. Let's do it again. Oh, no, we'll use our ability this time. 8 to 4. We cancel the auto fail. So that's left with a total of -3, so we succeed again. Good. End of her turn, she tests Violent Command. She is 5/6 to 3. +1, we pass. All right, Daniela, you have a bit of a pickle on you right now. Chainsaw, play chainsaw. That's not very good. Is that good? Chainsaw, play. Okay, let's just attack Seth Bishop with the chainsaw. 5, 6, 7 to 5. +1, okay. We will kill Seth Bishop. That's good, at least. What do we do now? Play an 18 Derringer? Sure. Yeah. We're going to play an 18 Derringer. All costs have been paid, and then... This is technically still here. Then this guy attacks us, dealing a horror to Peter, damage to ourselves, which we will heal off. It is an attack of opportunity, so we don't get to use our ability. Then we play this with 3 ammo. And then we'll shoot the Conglomeration of Spheres with 5, 6, 7 to 1. +1. All right. We deal 2 damage. Okay. End of her turn, Peter heals. And then enemy phase, this guy will attack us for a horror and then another damage off of bandages. And we will deal a damage back off of Daniela's ability. Okay, upkeep. Daniela will draw a guard dog. Jacqueline will draw an unexpected courage. Okay, there's 3 doom out of 10. We're looking for hex cards. Hex cards. That is not a hex, it is a hazard. She is 3 to 4. We'll commit Dr. Henry Armitage to go 5 to 4. -1, we succeed. Perfect. It's not a hex. All right, Jacqueline will draw Idle Hands. That is not a hex. Okay, I think we can do this. Let's have Jacqueline go first. We should have discarded cards, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry. Discard this divination and this emergency character. Okay. Okay. Yep. Action 1 for Jacqueline. We're going to play a Delve Too Deep. So let's have looking for hexes again. Daniela draws Altered Beast. There is an Abomination enemy in play. So it heals all damage and attaches Altered Beast. Enter or leave. We take a horror. That's fine. Jacqueline will draw. That is not a hex. So he spawns there. And then this is done. All right, second action. Let's do that again with the second one in our hand. Daniela will draw. Spaces between. That is a hex. When an investigator at this location draws a hex card, that investigator takes a damage. Totally fine. Flip each non-sentinel hill. We're going to just shuffle all these together. This actually won't matter, I'm pretty sure, but we'll just do it just to be safe. Okay. And she took damage. Now Jacqueline's card is a Lupine Thrall. Farthest location from you, that's one of these. All right, and then this gets added to the victory display. And then we will choose to advance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Peer into the Abyss. We get our R1. Just out of curiosity, I know that there is one more victory enemy in here. I just wanted to see how... Oh, yeah, there was actually 2 more. Oh, 3 more. So there was more victory we could have gotten. Not sure if it was worth it. That's okay. Okay. Resolution 1. Resolution 1. The poorly bound tome appears to be the written records of all... We've read this before. The investigators have entered the gates, and we earned Victory X, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is pretty good. Victory X. All right. That went pretty well. Yeah. So let's clean up and talk about our final upgrades for this campaign. They both have 5 experience to spend. Daniela will spend 3 on a lucky 3 and 2 on this upgraded Look What I Found, replacing the other Look What I Found and Taunt. Jacqueline is going to spend 1 on Brand of Cthugga, replacing Shriveling. She's going to spend 2 more to upgrade her Guts, and then 2 more to purchase 2 Occult Theories, replacing these Delve 2 Deeps. Occult Theory seems pretty good since, if in case you run out of spells, you can just get a very large intellect test. All right, so that was Return to Where Doom Awaits. Next time is Return to Lost in Time and Space. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. It really helps out the channel. Until next time, this has been SuperFang99, signing off.